I'm Deb Lutz, Northwest Regional Director for SOWN. I'm here today to talk to you about reskilling and upskilling your employees for the future of work. There are new buzzwords in the human resources arena, reskilling and upskilling. But what does it mean to reskill or upskill your employees, and what does that have to do with the future of work? This webinar will hopefully answer your questions. First, let's define reskilling. It helps employees learn 21st century technologies and skills to perform a job. Reskilling brings the perspective of both sides, your customers and your business together, to understand how you have to reskill your employees to meet your customers' demands in the future. Reskilling is an effective way to help employers keep pace with new skills needed, but employees must buy into the concept for the training to be effective. However, there are some reskilling barriers that we need to talk about. The first is time poverty. This is the lack of time and inability of reskilled workers to move from one career track to another. There's also the disconnect between perspectives of management and their workforce. For instance, management feels that a limited amount of their workforce could adapt to the new world of work, but employees are in support of reskilling. And finally, HR professionals not knowing what skills current workers possess and not linking reskilling to their company's goals. So what about upskilling? Upskilling improves employee skills that are supplied in their current roles. It requires a marriage between HR and business unit leaders to decide which employees need what skills by first identifying internal skills gaps and then investing in employee reskilling programs. Upskilling is no longer a trend, but a survival strategy that fuels or sustains a company's growth. In a survey by Deloitte, 28% of executives identified that upskilling and building new skills to match evolving work environments are the top challenge they are facing today in managing work and the workforce. So why upskill? According to a Capgemini Research Institute report called The Future of Work, the cost of replacing an employee can be as high as 150% of that person's annual salary. Training current employees is a cost-effective alternative. And employees who benefit from upskilling are better able to leverage automation tools, but more importantly, move to more value-added activities, thus driving more output for the organization. So how do you prepare your employees for the future of work? As you might guess, it starts at the top and must be an organizational effort. If you want to have a more successful business tomorrow, you have to help attract and upskill the workforce of today to your industry and within your industry. HR experts suggest that you should project future hiring needs and start building training and recruiting programs now to meet them. HR professionals should shift focus from job architecture to skill architecture by honing career paths for specific employee populations, offering peer-to-peer learning and educating your line managers on how to make strategic decisions about the workforce. Other suggestions include matchmaking. Match skills to tasks or work, not matching a person to a position. And breaking down job responsibilities by turning them into projects completed by combinations of persons versus one dedicated person in a full-time job. So looking to the future, in a report by the World Economic Forum called Towards a Reskilling Revolution, it noted that companies must be engaged in this conversation from the beginning and share detailed information with workers about positions that may become obsolete and create possible transition opportunities and attractive upskilling and reskilling programs with minimal barriers to entry. This ensures their organization can generate the demand for these new skills. Experts noted that it is not just online learning, but a blended approach, online training accompanied by classroom modules, on-the-job training and mentoring programs that offer the greatest impact potential. Other suggestions from the experts include partnering with community colleges and other non-traditional educational providers to develop a more diverse, expanded talent pipeline. Other thoughts include interrogating job postings, meaning understanding which specific requirements or credentials may be depriving qualified candidates of opportunities. Although some jobs still require degrees, many people can succeed in entry-level technical roles if they have the right skill set. HR experts warn by disregarding non-traditional candidates, such as economically disadvantaged, youth, or older workers, companies won't be able to fill their hiring needs as the economy continues to change and grow. And finally, look at credentials. Do they have the value and quality needed to advance employees' professional development? In the 2018 survey, Decoding Global Talent from the Boston Consulting Group, it was reported that employees valued learning and training opportunities and career development options more so than job security, financial compensation, and the interest they find in their day-to-day job. Wow. So what about the skills for the future of work? According to the Global Talent Trends 2020 survey, it indicated that 1 out of 3 workers are concerned that their jobs will be replaced within the next 5 years by automation or artificial intelligence. 89% of company executives responding indicated that they are restructuring, leading to job displacements and fuzzy career options. The survey also indicated that younger people are not always seeing their role in their place of employment because it's not always clear. This is Jack Welch, former chairman and CEO of General Electric, and he says, as leaders, we owe it to every employee to let them know where they stand in an organization. So, for the skills for the future of work, according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, they have predicted that 1.37 million workers are projected to be displaced out of their jobs in the next decade, and they may be reskilled to new viable with similar skill sets and desirable, meaning higher wages, growing roles at an average cost of $24,800 per displaced worker. According to the World Economic Forum, one challenge to reskilling is when employees need to de-learn skills. In de-learning, workers unlearn traditional ways of working, forget job descriptions, and rethink what it takes to be best in class. We all know that changing employees' minds and behaviors is never an easy task. So what can HR managers do? So HR managers can identify the in-demand skills your employees will need to succeed in the future. Things such as agility. We know things have changed so quickly over the past year and that you've had to been able to adapt and pivot quickly. HR professionals are encouraged to integrate learning agility tactics into the onboarding process. Also, enable your people. Empower your employees to be more productive, collaborate effectively, and stay connected in all circumstances. Adapt with new approaches to talent management and development. Other in-demand skills that HR managers need to be on the lookout for include social and emotional skills, high-level cognitive skills, creativity, critical thinking, decision-making, and complex informational processing. So what is the number one skill employees will need to succeed? It's being able to learn independently. Most employees will realize that it has to be part of their life if they want to be relevant in the future. The bottom line is a culture of learning will help learners develop a future-proof set. With COVID-19, businesses in some instances have had to think about work and working models. In the short term, the focus was on remote working and adding a virtual layer to existing operating models. But will all this be adequate long-term to sustain your business's competitive advantage? Experts say no. Employers will need to understand how their employees' needs and behaviors have changed. They will need to shift the way they manage and lead and reframe their thinking from recruitment to performance management. It's all about seeing greater satisfaction among customers and more engagement among your employees. Leaving you with these final thoughts, by investing in talent development initiatives to help learners succeed in the new age of automation and considering non-traditional but skilled candidates for new roles, it will help position your employees and your company for success. Upskilling helps employees thrive in the future of work, and it will help your business thrive too. The Strategic Early Warning Network, or SOWN program, has 5 offices across the state of Pennsylvania. We help small to medium-sized manufacturers with free, confidential consulting and specialize in layoff aversion services. For over 30 years, SOWN has been able to help manufacturers with services such as cost reduction programs, in-depth financial analyses to increase your production efficiencies, new market and customer opportunities, and more. The contact information for our 5 offices is located on your screen. Don't hesitate to give us a call. We are here to help. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. If you would like to have the link to any of the reports I referenced in this presentation, please reach out to me. My contact information is listed on the slide.